I occasionally work with a group called Pacific Wild and a guy named Ian McAllister who runs Pacific Wild, and I just love everything they do up there. So my hope is to go up there and get a distant look at a spirit bear.
I just thought we'd done everything, and I swear to God, we hadn't done Logan yet, but I said, Logan's gonna be my last. I knew what the script I was excited about. I thought this is gonna be perfect.
Hey love, it's your girl Jessica. Have you heard the rumor that Ryan Reynolds was suddenly fired by Marvel? The mere hint of it sent fans into a frenzy. After all, who could imagine Deadpool without Ryan's signature wit and comedic flair? Yet for weeks, social media spun with speculation, claiming that Marvel parted ways with the man who practically is Deadpool. In the midst of this uproar, one name kept surfacing: Hugh Jackman. Fans believed he might have the inside scoop on what really went down. But did Marvel truly make such a drastic decision? Or was this rumor a product of rampant online chatter that took on a life of its own?
No, I mean, I always thought I'd end up in law enforcement, like my family. So I didn't imagine that acting was a way to get out of the house. It wasn't really like a passion when I was a kid. It was something that I was already doing at home, you know, to survive. So right. You kind of, I noticed when I was a kid, making people laugh was a great self-defense mechanism. It really helped me kind of navigate my way through my own home with my older brothers and my dad, and I could diffuse them by making them laugh.
As shock turned to confusion, everyone looked to Hugh Jackman, Ryan's longtime friend and occasional foe, in a playful comedic rivalry, to break his silence.
My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very, I come from a middle class, kind of blue-collar home, and my dad was just of that generation, where it's just like, he was Clint Eastwood.
And reveal the truth. Let's dive into the twists, turns, and theories that exploded around this rumor, and see
less is more, simple grunt.
See whether it holds any weight or simply fizzles out under the spotlight. Everything started with a few obscure posts on social.
Is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
Social media, possibly Reddit threads and tabloid sites dedicated to celebrity gossip. At first, it sounded too outlandish to believe. Ryan Reynolds fired by Marvel. Some fans instantly dismissed it as nonsense. Yet, thanks to countless reposts and breathless headlines, the speculation spread like...
I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like a, hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said it just earlier, but I wanted to go back on that. You think that this might be the greatest film that you've...
I mean, look, most of the time when the movie is this much fun to make, you out bad.
Wildfire. One blog cited shadowy inside sources, while another simply claimed it was well-known industry buzz. Such rumors often die quickly, but this one...
About a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic and I was just like jamming These Dreams by heart. Oh. I was killing it in the car. And there was just this busload of high school kids that were parked right beside me. I didn't even realize. I looked over and every one of their jaws were just on the ground, laughing their friggin' guts out at me.
Had an unusual staying power.
And I'm really excited. But as I've gotten a little bit older, I sort of really, I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long. But I really want to work with people that are either immensely talented or people that I love and that I'm genuinely like best friends with. And unfortunately, Hugh does not qualify as either of those. But I am excited because I'm a Logan fan. So. And then, that covers Will Ferrell as well. That's a guy that my entire life, I feel.
After all, Ryan Reynolds has become a household name, especially linked to the Merc with a Mouth persona. He's not just another actor in a spandex.
High praise as well. It was just one of those, it felt like a live action Pixar movie. It was something that, I wanted to do something where nobody was being stabbed in the face.
Yes.
There was almost no blood at all. I think I got a little paper cut on the movie, that was about it. And something that my kids can watch, but also as a parent, too, you want the parents need to get punched right in the heart as well.
Dude. He's the reason the Deadpool films raked in massive box office returns despite their no-holds-barred humor and occasional gore. So the idea that Marvel would abruptly drop him felt almost too shocking to ignore. The more outrageous the rumor, the more people talked about it. And the moment it hit mainstream fandom discussions, the question was obvious. If Ryan Reynolds isn't safe, who is? For some, that initial disbelief soon turned into anxiety. Could Marvel be shifting away from Deadpool's edgy approach to fit a more family-friendly brand? Or was there some sudden falling out behind closed doors? As conspiracy theories multiplied, so did people's need for a credible voice to set the record straight. Enter Hugh Jackman. From the outside, the notion of Marvel discarding Ryan Reynolds made little sense. He's not only the face of Deadpool, but also a marketing genius who consistently drums up excitement for his films, superhero or otherwise. Whether it's leveraging his enormous social media presence, playfully roasting co-stars, or dropping promotional teases, Ryan's flair keeps his projects in the spotlight. Moreover, Marvel has a reputation for exercising meticulous care in casting decisions. They famously nurture their relationships with high-profile performers, especially those who embody iconic roles. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man have become irreparable?
Possibly.
But without credible statements or reputable coverage, these arguments gained little traction. At the same time, rumors circulated that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds would share the screen again, fueling excitement for a Deadpool, Wolverine crossover. The comedic synergy of their off-screen banter seemed like a marketing goldmine, not a sign of trouble. If Ryan was truly booted from Marvel, fans argued, why would Hugh keep joking about teaming up with him? Beyond the daily hype, the raw business realities are hard to ignore. The first two Deadpool films, produced before Disney's full acquisition of Fox, broke expectations. They proved that an R-rated superhero film could be both massively profitable and widely adored. Disney, for all its family branding, surely understands the value of letting Deadpool remain Deadpool, especially after investing so much in acquiring the broader X-Men franchise. Cutting ties with Ryan wouldn't just mean losing a star, it would forfeit the meticulously built fan goodwill surrounding the character. And given Ryan's affinity for viral campaigns, remember him personally leaking the test footage that propelled the first Deadpool into production. Marvel has every reason to keep him in the family. The light-hearted banter between Hugh and Ryan on social media continues as ever, hinting that their comedic feud is alive and well. If Marvel had abruptly parted ways with Ryan, that dynamic might have shifted dramatically. Instead, we see the same playful teasing and references to future collaborations, further suggesting there's no real turmoil behind the scenes. So, did Hugh Jackman truly expose the inside story of Ryan Reynolds getting fired? Not exactly, but his amused, almost dismissive tone signaled that the rumor was blown way out of proportion, if not entirely baseless. In an era where unverified headlines can spread like wildfire, fans sometimes forget that no official word from Marvel usually means there's nothing to report. All signs point to Marvel maintaining its partnership with Ryan Reynolds, especially as anticipation grows for new crossovers and comedic showdowns. Though some corners of the internet still cling to the rumor, it appears there's little real evidence backing it up. What started as a whisper grew into a tidal wave of clickbait, only to be washed away once Hugh Jackman turned a skeptical eye on it all. At the end of the day, Ryan Reynolds is still the merc with the mouth, and Hugh Jackman shows no indication of severing ties with his longtime comedic sparring partner. Perhaps the most significant takeaway is how quickly a storyline can ignite when two beloved stars are at the center of it. Until Marvel issues a definitive update or lines up the next Deadpool cameo, fans can rest easy. All signs suggest that this rumor will remain just that, a rumor. After all, if there were genuine fireworks behind the scenes, we'd likely see far more than an amused shrug and a hearty laugh from Hugh Jackman. So where do you stand? Do you think there was ever any legitimacy to the rumor, or was it just a wild social media spiral? Let me know your thoughts, and stay tuned for any official Marvel updates. One thing's for sure, between these two prank-loving stars, we're never lacking for a good story or a good laugh. Go ahead and pull your mouse out, scroll all the way down, and click like and subscribe to get my latest tea that will keep your mouth watery. Craving for more and looking forward to the next sip with me, your favorite host, Jessica. Cheers, love.